Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Once again, I am AmalgamAsh, and this is Cemetery Mary. I believe we're in our 20th episode now, which should be some cause for celebration, if only because it's yet another episode of Cemetery Mary. That's how I feel. We're on the Twyla route, which is the last route that I need to go on before I hopefully have all of the pieces to the big puzzle that this game is built around. The exception being the true ending, which I'll need to get by completing yet one more route, any of the existing characters. I don't know if there will be changes in any of the routes while I am pursuing the true ending, but if there are, you'll be sure to see them here. So, we're going with Twyla to a nursing home to investigate the deaths in the area, to see if she can find out who the killer is. She may have ulterior motives. She's definitely going to be using Mary as a willing distraction. And our story continues, being told from Mary's point of view. As we stepped through the entranceway, my senses were bombarded with an extremely sanitized smell. The lights felt bright, and I noticed that no windows had their curtains drawn. It felt extremely clean and open in here, and there was the faint sound of what I can only describe as old people music playing in the other room. Wonder what that would sound like. Like 40s ragtime? Surprisingly, there was no one at the front counter. Twyla seemed to notice this as well. Oh good, no one to interrogate us about why we're here. This already became 10 times easier. In fact, this is a good place to start. How do you mean? What else would I mean, Mary? I'm going to look through the computer. Oh, Twyla, please don't. Mary, please. Don't make a bigger deal of this than it is. I'm not stealing anything and it's for a greater good, alright? Stop making me go over this. Alright, but only because it's for a greater good. Good. Now while I get started, go out there and distract them. But how? I don't know. It's your job. Ask nurses where things are, pretend you're entertainment, even fake a medical emergency. I don't care. Just make sure no one comes over here. And if you spot anyone coming over here, stop them. Or alert me so I can get out. How should I alert you? I don't know. Shout something like, "Look, a deer," and point at the nearest window. I'll know what it means when I hear it. Alright, that makes sense. Good, now get on out there. We don't want to waste any time. Right. As instructed, I walked further into what appeared to be a common room. There were some elderly people there, as well as around 3 or 4 nurses to watch them. I collected a few odd glances as I entered, but it was important that I not look suspicious. Though, when it comes to me, I just tried to smile and look inviting. But being a distraction proved more difficult than I thought it would be. Talking to people didn't seem like the right way to go about it. I don't even know what I would have said. I didn't want to say the wrong thing and come off as even more suspicious. Though I'm sure I looked nervous enough as it is. I kept looking over to Twyla. She was always steady at work, it seemed. I wonder what she was even looking for. She clearly knew what she was doing, but maybe she'd thought I wouldn't understand it or something. Or maybe she was scared I wouldn't agree to doing this if I knew. While I tried to appear distracting and kept a lookout, I also tried to look through some drawers or bookshelves when people's eyes weren't on me. It felt dirty and wrong. Even if this was a common area, I just didn't like snooping at all. But it's not like it mattered, I guess, because I didn't find anything important. But at one point, I noticed a nurse heading to the front desk. Oh no. I was about to shout our whole deer plan, but it's a good thing I turned to check before I yelled. Because when I looked back over there, Twyla was gone. That's strange. Where'd she go? Did she just get up and head somewhere else without telling me? She wouldn't leave the building, right? Or did she already get caught because I wasn't checking enough? Well, either way, there was no use to me being in the common room anymore. I made my way out and went to go look for her. Of course, if she was snooping around, I couldn't just out and call her name. So I tried to be as quiet as I looked, and made sure to keep a lookout for anything strange as I did. And I did actually happen across something strange. There was a trail of something on the floor. I noticed it as I looked down. It was like a stain spread across the floor. It wasn't red, so I don't think it was blood or anything. If I bent down really close, it even vaguely smelled of fruit, if that made sense. It was something familiar, and yet it seemed unfamiliar too. I couldn't exactly pin what it was. Something about it just felt off. Like this isn't the type of stain you're supposed to find here. All I knew was what it looked like, and that it formed a trail. Naturally, I started to follow it. But I didn't get very far. "Excuse me, miss?" Before I heard a woman's voice speaking to me harshly. I looked up to see a nurse in front of me. Well, she's pretty. She did not look happy. Oh, that music. "Oh, hello there. What are you doing?" What do you mean? Are you looking for something?" "Well, not particularly. I mean, I noticed you in the common room earlier, and now you're looking around the halls. What is it you're here for? Because it doesn't seem like you came here to visit someone." "Oh, no, I did. I was surprised they weren't in the common room, so I went to go look for their room. But, I couldn't remember the number." "Really now? Who is it you came to visit then?" "Oh, my grandpa. I'm here to visit my grandfather. You can't mistake him, he looks a lot like me. We've both got red hair and, glasses. I mean, I don't have glasses, but he does. And, he's pretty old, and, what's his name? His name? Oh, shoot. What am I supposed to say? If I say the wrong thing, I'm doomed. I felt absolutely cornered now, but it was then that I noticed. Twyla. She looks like a deer in headlights. She was all the way at the end of the hall, right past the nurse in front of me. She seemed to have spotted me as I was looking for her. It looked as if she was crossing into some other room, but I guess she noticed it looked like I was in trouble. Should I call her over? Maybe she can help me. She looked through the computer after all. She could give the nurse the name she's looking for. But what should I do? Well, we are not going to call her over. We're going to handle the situation without her. I decided I couldn't call Twyla over. She might be onto something or trying to remain hidden. I'd mess everything up if I made her presence known. I tried to signal with my eyes to draw Twyla. I even nodded my head a bit too to show she should leave and that I was okay on my own. Reread this last sentence. I even nodded my head a bit too to show that she should leave and that I was okay on my own. She seemed to have gotten the message and hurried out of there. And now, of course, I was stuck here. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. I've got this twitching issue. It runs in the family, haha. Oh, wait. You're Wraithsword's kid. Ed Wraithword? Yes, that's my granddad. Yeah, he mentioned something about his grandchild coming to visit soon. Though I'll warn you, his opinion of you isn't very high. Oh? I'll take you to his room. Follow me. I was able to get off easier than I thought. I followed her to this stranger's room. She dropped me off and then left her on her way. Well, I guess I'm stuck here. If she sees me looking through the halls again, no doubt she'd be suspicious. I should stay here for a while. I'm sure Twyla will message me if she needs me or if it's time to go anyways. I pulled out a stool and sat across from the old man in front of me. I guess I ought to introduce myself. Oh, wow. Hello, sir. Hello, Mr. Ed? Who's there? Hello, Mr. Ed. It's, very nice to meet you. I hope this isn't too awkward. Eh? Sorry, let me turn my hearing aid up. Blind as a bat and already losing my hearing, too. Alright, now, come again. Who is this? I ain't had a visitor in forever. Oh, no. I'm your granddaughter. Granddaughter? Nice try, lassie. But I have 4 grandsons, and not a single granddaughter. I may be old, but I still got a little memory left in me. I see. Sorry I tried to lie to you. I'm Mary. I don't think you heard me say it earlier, but it's very nice to meet you. Ed, and a pleasure to meet you too. I'm sorry, I don't really know what to talk about. Well, for starters, why don't you tell me why you're here? Seems a little suspicious to get a sudden visitor I don't know. I don't know if I should. Why's that? You're not up to anything bad, are you? Oh no, not at all. In fact, I'm here for a good reason. And with a friend, too. Well, she's not with me now, but... She saw me getting in trouble with a nurse, but I made sure she didn't get in trouble as well. Though, I guess I was able to get myself out of trouble too, so it's okay. Pah! The nurses are a bunch of hard asses. Oh my. What? It's true? Acting like they gotta baby us all the time. Let me tell you, just because I'm wearing diapers doesn't mean I'm a baby. I see. Are they really so annoying? Oh, do you know it? Don't get me wrong here, there's a few sweethearts, but wowee, some of these folks need to take a... What's it called? Chill pill? Yeah, one of those. I'm sure they just want to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I get it. I'm sure it ain't an easy job. But it's a bit hard to be around them acting so strictly all the time, even when you don't need them to be. How do you mean? Well, they ain't always the nicest company, that's all. Do you not enjoy their company? Well, it isn't awful, but I'd much rather hang around friends and family and people of the like. Well, why can't you? They're dead. Oh. I'm so sorry for your loss. Are you okay? Happens to all of us. None of my friends seem to have lasted as long as I did. And your family? Well, they ain't dead, most of them ain't. But they might as well be. Why do you say that? Hell, they never come to visit me. Only showed up to visit at my old home when my wife died. None of them wanted to take care of me because who would, right? Stuck me in here fastest chance they got. Sorry. That's a tad rude of me. I shouldn't be talking like that. Some of them actually called to say they'd visit soon, so... I'm sorry. That's really sad. Phooey, don't you worry about that. I guess it's just expected when you're old. People see you less and less the older you get. I know this is sudden, but you mentioned your wife died. May I ask you some things about your wife? If that's all right? Please? Sure. How did she die? You know, it was so long ago, I don't even remember. Long ago? I see. Did she pass peacefully at least? I'm sorry, was that too brash? I hope it was peaceful. She deserved only the best, the sweetheart she was. I hope, if they're not visiting me, they better be visiting her. Huh? Who? Your wife? Who else? Being in my state, I can't visit her. So those children of mine better be paying their respects. And giving her the company I can't. Actually, this may sound very strange, but I think I've met her before. I live very close to a cemetery, and, I like to make sure that every person has at least a flower. Your last name, it seems familiar to me. I think I've met her before. So I hope I can reassure you that she hasn't been forgotten. Is that so? You really do that? For someone you don't even know? Well, yes. I believe that people always deserve respect even after passing. And if you feel she's not getting enough, well, I'm more than happy when I'm able to provide. And I can visit you too. Like, here. You said your family doesn't visit you enough, right? Well, I'm sure I can make time to visit you here. And maybe I'll be able to take you to visit your wife too. I'm sorry, I just got a bit weird there, didn't I? I'd like that. You would, really? I'm so glad then. Before I could say much else, a nurse popped in to check on us. Yoo-hoo! Hello, hello, hello! How's everything going in here? I know the type. Everyone doing okay? Need your drinks refilled? Oh yes, thank you. Glad to hear it. Well, I've come to bring you your special lunch, Ed. Lunchtime already? I see, thank you. The nurse pulled out one of those small folding tables and placed down a tray of food for Ed. Ed sipped a spoonful of soup and coughed. I immediately began to worry that he was choking, but then... Oh my. What's happening? Ed? Oh dear. Oh my. Don't worry, this will be fine. I'll need to call for some help, that's all. I saw the nurse reach over and pull out what looked like a walkie-talkie. She scrambled to get it working as she voiced that there was an emergency. Before I knew it, nurses started to flood the room as I was pushed out by them. I tried to look over to see what was happening, but it was no use. There were too many of them, and I was also too short to see past. I felt a tight feeling in my throat as I nervously fiddled my hands together. I don't know what happened. I tried to listen in, but with all the nurses talking and panicking at once, it was hard. I think I heard something about an ambulance, but I couldn't be sure. I wasn't sure what to do next, but then... Twyla! There you are. Hey. What's going on in there? The man. The guy. Use your words, Mary. The guy in there. He started choking, and now a bunch of nurses are in there trying to fix it. I think I heard one call for an ambulance. Really? That's a lucky break for us, then. Huh? Well, if they're all in there, we can snoop even further without getting caught. Twyla! He's having an emergency. Yeah, and? What if it's the work of the butcher? Think about it. Maybe this is because the butcher really did decide to strike here today. Maybe they're still around. And maybe we can catch them or find something they left behind. Twyla, please. Come on, who knows how much time we have? You may let this opportunity go to waste, but I won't. If you're not going to look with me, then wait outside until I'm done. I'm looking whether you like it or not. Twyla, no. I had no choice. I had to follow Twyla. I didn't want her doing something even worse. Luckily, most of the doors she tried to get in were locked anyways. But then she tried getting into the kitchen. Before she could step inside, I reached out and tried to pull her back. She was insistent on getting in. Twyla, stop it! Look at Mary. Let me go, Mary. I need to look. I saw something in here earlier, but I couldn't get a close enough look until now. So get off before you really get on my nerves. You said you wouldn't be like this. Twyla, this is going way too far. It's not like we're real police or detectives or something. We're trespassers, Twy. We don't know how long everyone will be gone for. If someone comes back and sees us in here, we can get in big trouble. Please. It's not worth it. You're right. Fine then. Let's go. I let go of Twyla and we started back down the hall. Though from the corner of my eye I could swear I saw her rush in really quick. But when I turned around, she was right behind me. So I want to believe she didn't do anything underhanded. Twyla took out her phone and made sure her chauffeur was on his way. I hadn't even realized it. Had already gotten near the time we planned to leave. We stepped out of the building and into the soft sunshine. It felt so strange to have everything seem so peaceful out here as compared to the chaos going on inside. Worry still swelled in my chest, but I assured myself they had everything under control as we sat on the curb and waited for our ride. We didn't say much. I was fine with that. Before I knew it, our ride showed up and we crawled into the back seat. As we drove off, I noticed the ambulance, sirens blaring, pull into the front of the home. My heart sank once again. During the ride, I looked over to Twyla. She seemed to be texting like crazy on her phone. She seemed frustrated. That was probably my fault, I figured, so I tried to make sure I was still on her good side. Twyla? Are you mad at me? I'm sorry. I don't think I'm as cut out for this as you'd like for me to be. It's fine. I'm not upset. You're sure? Yes. I collected a lot of information from there. I'll have a lot to go over when I analyze my findings later. Oh, I'm glad then. The rest of the ride was mostly quiet, until she asked where I wanted to be dropped off. As my go-to, I told her to let me off at the cemetery. She called me a weirdo, but dropped me off there anyways. The rest of my day was pretty uneventful after that, but I am really, truly thankful for that. I don't know what I would have done had something else awful happened. I went home to my usual time and carried on as normal. And that means the nightly phone call. If this is your first time watching a Cemetery Mary episode, I really encourage you to go back to the very beginning and watch the very first episode on this channel. We are playing through 100%, but that is all the time I have for today. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Thank you very much for watching and for your continued support. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Please comment anything you'd like down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.